Welcome to this video done by me. I am the face of Sunny Side Up Films. My name is Sunny, as you can imagine, or could have guessed. This summer I went to the Alps in France with my family. I'm trying this new face to cam thing now, just because my other videos were not really narrative at all, and I kind of want to step up my kind of platform a little bit. Right now I'm back in New Zealand. I'm initially from London, but I've been living out in New Zealand for the past 18 months or so by now, and I love it out here. This is the perfect place for photography of any kind, any means, and the best place in the world for a road trip. The two cameras I took with me to France are my Canon T70 with a 24 2.8 lens and my Fuji GW690iii Mark III with it attached on the body, 90mm lens in medium format, but it's in it's like the 39mm equivalent or 40mm equivalent. So this shot was taken from the roof of my house, or the balcony at the top floor, and I love it. I'm not gonna lie, this is the view that we've been looking at all week, and the kind of the change in the weather only makes these photos look better. The green is just beautiful, and it's just even my big camera. This is Lake Montriond. We've probably spent the majority of our trip here. It's just a very small lake just outside this town. The lake itself is about 2 to 3 kilometers across, so it's very good for running and swimming through, and it's beautiful. Hey, buddy. Now, my first full day there, day 2, we spent time kind of organising the house a little bit and doing some chores in town. Here you can see the view from the top of the mountain, us driving into the village of Morzine. Now, I may or may not have gone back to that location a few times during the trip and reused a different film. I was using Gold 200 and Cinestill 400D. I found a French post box. I quite liked it. There you go.
That's very cool.
At the end of the day, we just played some darts. Having moved to New Zealand, I haven't really seen my dad or my mum back in the UK for a very long time. And so if this me coming over to France earlier, before my siblings do, it's quite a nice way of me spending time with him. Oh, double 17. 34. Oh. Triple 8. Having been here a few days before I was, my dad had done a bit more exploring. He's told me about this sawmill that was like hidden in the forest. So we decided to take Lenny out and go for a walk, but because it was quite a long walk, I decided just to take my Canon T70. It would do the trick. Very cool. I thought these photos were absolutely crap though, so we'll just move on. Left is high. I think, yeah, left is high gear. You can really see how fast we're moving uphill on these, honestly. It's a lifesaver. I kind of like how in this image the mountains are causing a shadow to form at the bottom of the photo, kind of breaking the image into quarters rather than thirds. I thought that was quite interesting. Very cool. This was the first time I'd ever seen a chairlift without any snow, so it was remarkable and kind of haunting at the same time. This shot was taken from the distance. I had to kind of overexpose the image a little bit as it was getting quite late. The second one's much better. That day it was forecasted to rain quite heavily, so before the rain came and the clouds formed, I wanted to take one of the bikes out a little bit into the mountains on my own. I brought all my cameras with me, and this is actually where I had my my scare. I accidentally opened the back of my T70 thinking I had lost all of my shots from that roll, which would have been over the first like 3 days. I was really terrified, and it really pissed me off, as it would to anyone. 4 or so images had some light leaks, but otherwise all the other shots were fine, and my bad mood towards my family was just pointless. Now I'm sure these cabins at the top of the mountain were to do some sort of tourist company, but I quite like how they kind of moulded into the mountain a little bit and kind of looked like they have been there for a long time. And the view, obviously, with these huts in the picture was absolutely stunning. See, on this photo of the stump, the same thing happening again. I couldn't really figure out what was going on with the sky being completely blown out. There must be some sort of emulsion thing with the Cinestill. before the rain came, I decided to cycle all the way back up to the top of the mountain and over it again. To the other side. This is where the chairlift was. No one was around, so I feel like I was okay to go up quite close to it. It wasn't on and nothing was moving, so fairly safe. A little bit horrifying, but it was pretty cool. I'd never seen a chairlift without any snow surrounding it before, so this was quite a unique experience for me. I didn't know that to keep the chairs on the line. I'd assumed they would have had to take them off, but obviously not. Now, rather than being stuck inside and sitting on my phone for the early hours of the evening during this massive hailstorm, I got my camera out. The clouds kind of formed really, really low towards the ground and created these built an atmosphere in the region. This is probably my favourite photo I took of the trip. I love the little layers of the mountains in it, the soft details of the trees in the foreground, and kind of the smoke coming off the ground, kind of in the mid-ground, and you can clearly see the mountains breaking off into the background quite well. On the last day of the trip, my family and I went canyoning. I didn't get any footage of that, unfortunately, just because I have no waterproof camera equipment. But on the way through, we went to this place called Leger. On the way there is this gondola graveyard where they have really old bubble-like spherical gondolas from back in the day, just out of use or even storage. Oh yeah. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm going to try and do this sort of thing again, where I go on these little road trips, vlog as I go along, and do a little bit of commentary in post afterwards. Please tell me what you think of the video. I'm going to try and do this all again eventually. I now have a GoPro that I've taken back with me to New Zealand, so I'm gonna have to risk my phone anymore and get some different types of angles and different shots. And yeah, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.